Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak today on a topic that is often underestimated, but holds the power to shape the course of our lives. It is the topic of guarding your mouth. The power of words is not to be taken lightly. Every word you speak, whether to yourself or to others, holds the ability to either lift up or tear down. In fact, your words have the ability to create the environment you live in, to mold your relationships, and even to define your future. Words are like seeds. When you speak, you plant them, and over time they will grow and produce fruit, either good or bad. If you plant seeds of positivity, encouragement, and hope, those seeds will yield a harvest of peace, growth, and success. But if you plant seeds of negativity, criticism, and hurt, those will grow into bitterness, conflict, and destruction. Therefore, guarding your mouth is not just about avoiding words of anger or spite. It's about exercising discipline, choosing in every situation to speak wisely. When frustration rises, when emotions threaten to overwhelm you, pause. Remember, your words are a reflection of your ability to control your thoughts and emotions. Now, let me remind you of one powerful truth. In your mouth, there is both life and death. You have the ability to speak life into the people around you, to encourage them, to build them up, and to create an atmosphere of possibility. Or you can speak death through harsh words, gossip, or insults. Choose your words carefully. Speak as though every word you utter will manifest into reality. When you speak with positivity, hope, and faith, you are setting the stage for the life you desire. The truth is that your speech is a mirror of your thoughts. What's in your heart will eventually flow from your mouth. If your heart is filled with negativity or doubt, it will come out in your speech. But here's the secret. Guarding your mouth is not just about what you say. It's also about what you allow in, what you feed your mind, what you expose yourself to, what you consume through media, relationships, and experiences will influence your words. If you want to speak life, fill your mind with life. Feed your spirit with positivity, truth, and wisdom. Listening is also a key part of guarding your mouth. Often, before you speak, take a moment to listen. When we take time to listen, we gain wisdom. When we listen more than we speak, we grow in understanding. And that understanding leads to speaking with greater clarity and insight. What comes out of your mouth is a reflection of what is in your heart. If your heart is full of love, grace, and understanding, your words will carry that same energy. If your heart is filled with bitterness, anger, or resentment, that is what will spill out. So, let us all make a commitment today to guard our mouths. Let us speak with wisdom, with purpose, and with kindness. Let us use our words to build and not destroy, to encourage and not tear down. Let us remember that we hold the power of life and death in the words we choose to speak. And let us use that power to create the life we want, to lift others up and to make the world a better place, one word at a time. The power of words is one of the most underestimated forces in our lives. Words carry weight beyond mere sounds or symbols. They have the power to shape not just the world around us, but also our inner worlds. Every word we speak sends out ripples, touching lives and influencing outcomes. Words can uplift, heal, inspire, or tear down, wound and destroy. The moment you speak, you plant something, either a seed of positivity or a seed of negativity. And that seed will grow and bear fruit. So often we forget that our words are not just expressions of thoughts. They are forces in their own right, capable of creating and shaping reality. When you speak, you are setting the tone for not just the moment, but often the future. Your words can influence the trajectory of your relationships, your career, your own sense of self-worth. The way you speak to yourself will shape how you see yourself and ultimately how the world sees you. If you constantly speak words of limitation, of fear, of self-doubt, you are feeding your mind and spirit with negativity. You are reinforcing the idea that you are not enough or that you cannot achieve what you desire. However, if your words are filled with possibility, with belief in your potential, you are training yourself and the universe to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Consider the people around you. Your words can either build them up or break them down. How often do we forget the impact our words have on others? A kind word, a word of encouragement, a phrase of support can change someone's day, their mindset, their entire outlook on life. Conversely, a harsh or thoughtless word can wound a heart, instill doubt, and leave scars that may last a lifetime. Every conversation is an opportunity to either empower or harm, to either bring light or cast shadows. Understanding this should give us pause before we speak, reminding us that the weight of our words extends far beyond us. Words can also alter the course of your destiny. They set in motion the things you desire or fear. If you speak with certainty about your goals, with belief in your vision, you set the universe into motion. The words you speak today are the seeds for tomorrow's harvest. When you declare what you want, you put in place the necessary forces to bring it into being, often in ways you cannot even see. But the opposite is also true. If you speak doubt, if you speak failure, if you speak defeat, you are planting the seeds of your own undoing. What you speak into existence today will manifest tomorrow. For words are never idle. They always work to create, to build, to destroy, or to transform. And let's not forget that the power of words extends to how we speak to ourselves. The internal dialogue we carry is often more influential than the external. The words we use to describe our abilities, our circumstances, and our future have the power to either imprison us in a cycle of mediocrity or elevate us to new heights of excellence. If you consistently speak in terms of limitation, saying things like, I can't, I'm not good enough, or that's not for me, you are reinforcing that belief, locking yourself in a self-imposed prison. But if you speak in terms of possibility, if you affirm your worth and your ability to overcome challenges, you create the pathway for growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Words, then, are not just tools for communication. They are powerful instruments that shape reality. When you understand this, you begin to realize the responsibility that comes with speaking. You realize that every word you speak is a reflection of your beliefs, your mindset, and your intentions. If you want to create a positive reality, you must choose your words carefully and speak with intention. The power of words is not just in their ability to influence others, but in their ability to influence the very course of your own life. Words are like seeds, each one planted with the potential to grow into something far greater than its initial form. When we speak, we release energy into the world, energy that can take root in someone's heart, in our own mind, or in the environment around us. Just as a seed requires soil, sunlight, and care to grow, words need the right conditions to manifest. The words you speak are not just sounds or thoughts passing through your mind. They are tiny seeds of possibility. And with time, they take root and grow into the experiences, relationships, and realities we create. Each word has a potential to grow and multiply, whether positive or negative. When you speak words of encouragement, hope, and love, you plant seeds of growth, possibility, and change. These words take root in your own spirit and in the hearts of those around you, often in ways you cannot immediately see. Over time, they begin to grow into trust, confidence, and a stronger sense of self-belief. When you speak to others with kindness, you plant seeds of goodwill and respect, fostering an environment where relationships can thrive and people can grow. But the reverse is also true. Words of doubt, criticism, and negativity also plant seeds. But the harvest they yield is not one you will want. When you speak in anger with resentment or bitterness, you plant seeds of division, hurt, and misunderstanding. Just as a seed grows into a tree with branches that stretch far and wide, negative words can take on a life of their own, extending their reach beyond the immediate moment. They settle in the minds of others, causing wounds, planting doubt, or eroding trust. You may never know the full extent of the damage they cause, but the seeds have been sown. What's truly remarkable about words is that they don't just grow and multiply in the minds of others, they also grow within you. Every word you speak to another becomes an echo that reverberates within your own heart. If you constantly speak negativity, even in private, you are reinforcing that negativity within yourself. You become what you speak, and your thoughts begin to mirror the words you've allowed to take root. The way you talk to others, the way you talk to yourself becomes the soil in which your own thoughts and beliefs take root and begin to grow. Even more, words can transform over time. Just as a small seed can grow into a large tree with branches extending far and wide, words can evolve. A compliment today can create confidence in someone, which over time can blossom into courage and self-assurance. A harsh word spoken in a moment of anger can years later become a lasting source of pain and self-doubt. Words don't remain static. They live on, impacting us long after they've been spoken, growing and unfolding in ways we often don't see at the moment. What you choose to say and how you choose to speak matters, because your words will determine the quality of the seeds you plant. And like any gardener, it is up to you to tend the soil carefully. If you want to plant seeds of prosperity, positivity, and peace, you must cultivate your thoughts and speech with intention. Words are not to be spoken lightly. Just as a farmer would never recklessly scatter seeds without consideration of the soil, you should not carelessly scatter words without awareness of their impact. Every word you speak is a potential garden, a future waiting to bloom or wither. Guarding your words means choosing to plant seeds that will yield fruit in alignment with your purpose, values, and vision for the future. Speak words that nurture, uplift, and heal. Understand that what you say today can bear fruit tomorrow, for the seeds you sow now will determine what you harvest in the future. When you realize that your words are seeds, you begin to treat them with care and respect, ensuring they grow into something meaningful, impactful, and life-giving. Self-train and discipline are often seen as virtues that demand significant effort, but in reality, they are essential forces in shaping our lives. The ability to control what comes out of your mouth is not just a matter of willpower. It is a reflection of your internal discipline and how well you manage your emotions, thoughts, and impulses. Every day, we face situations that provoke us, whether it's an injustice, a frustration, or a moment of stress. In those moments, self-prejudice becomes a vital tool. The ability to hold back from speaking hastily or in anger is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful display of inner strength and mastery. True self-debate is rooted in the ability to pause before you react. It's not simply about refraining from saying something hurtful in the heat of the moment, but about developing the habit of thinking before you speak. A disciplined person understands that words cannot be taken back once they are spoken. What you say in a moment of rashness could affect your relationships, your reputation, and your opportunities for years to come. This awareness requires you to be proactive rather than reactive in every conversation. Self-restraint is not just about stopping yourself from saying something wrong. It's about intentionally choosing to say what will serve you and others in the long run. This kind of self-discipline goes hand in hand with emotional regulation. If you allow your emotions to control your words, you are not truly exercising self-constraint. Instead, you are letting momentary feelings dictate your behavior. Discipline comes when you learn to pause and reflect, to assess whether the words that are about to come from your mouth are the ones you truly want to say. It's in these moments that your character is built. To have the discipline to control your tongue, to hold back words of anger, frustration, or resentment is a form of wisdom that only comes from within. This control is not just about restraint. It's also about intentionality. Discipline means knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Understanding that not every situation demands a response. Sometimes silence is the most powerful form of self-restraint. There is immense strength in recognizing that some things are better left unsaid. Self-restraint is about taking responsibility for your words, understanding that what you say can either escalate or de-escalate a situation, either contribute to peace or fuel division. Self-discipline in speech is an ongoing practice. It's not something that is achieved overnight, but cultivated through consistent effort and reflection. The more you exercise control over your words, the more natural it becomes to pause and choose your response with wisdom. It requires an awareness of the consequences of your words, an understanding that your speech has the power to create either harmony or chaos. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to speak thoughtfully, and in doing so, it transforms how you engage with others and the world around you. In every moment, the disciplined person considers their words carefully. They recognize the importance of timing, tone, and intention. They understand that speaking rashly or out of anger only leads to regret. In contrast, controlled and thoughtful speech has the potential to resolve conflicts, build trust, and foster understanding. This discipline extends beyond just guarding against harmful speech. It also involves using your words for good, to encourage, uplift, and guide others. To master self-read over your words is to recognize that speech is not a spontaneous, uncontrollable act. It is a skill, a tool, that when disciplined can be a source of great power and influence. Just as a disciplined athlete trains their body for peak performance, so too must you train your mind and emotions to respond with purpose and restraint. Every conversation, every word spoken is an opportunity to practice this discipline, to refine your ability to speak with wisdom, compassion, and intent. Through self-restraint, your words become more than just expressions of thought. They become expressions of your character, your integrity, and your emotional maturity. The concept that life and death reside in the tongue is a profound truth that we often overlook in our day-to-day interactions. Words are not neutral. They carry the power to either build or destroy, to heal or harm, to encourage or discourage. The tongue is a tool with incredible potential, and it can shape the trajectory of our lives in ways we may not fully comprehend. Every word we speak carries the possibility of life-breathing encouragement, hope, and possibility into the lives of others, or it can carry the weight of death, leaving wounds that may never fully heal. The reality is, the tongue wields immense influence, and the way we use it determines much about the world we live in and the relationships we cultivate. When we speak words of life, we are sowing seeds of positivity and growth. These are the words that lift someone's spirit, that motivate someone to keep going when they feel they cannot, or that remind someone of their worth when they've lost sight of it. The power of a kind word cannot be underestimated. A simple phrase spoken at the right moment can spark a change in someone's day, their outlook, or even their entire life. When we speak encouragement, we are affirming the possibilities in people, reminding them of their potential and greatness. We give them a vision of hope, a vision that pushes them forward rather than holding them back. Words of life inspire action, create confidence, and foster growth. When spoken with intention and love, they can transform environments, bring healing to broken hearts, and turn despair into hope. When spoken with intention and love, words of life inspire forgiveness and hope. They become lessons that the flip side is that the tongue can also wield words of death. A careless comment, a harsh word, a piece of gossip, or a biting insult can inflict harm far beyond what we realize in the moment. The impact of words spoken in anger or frustration can be lasting, creating scars that may never fully fade. Even a single word spoken out of turn can cause someone to question their own worth or doubt their abilities. When we speak words of criticism, condemnation, or bitterness, we tear down the very people we are meant to uplift. We create division instead of unity, resentment instead of understanding. The tongue, when used for harm, can destroy relationships, breed conflict, and create an atmosphere of negativity that affects everyone involved. The consequences of such words are far-reaching, and they often linger in the hearts of those who receive them long after the conversation has ended. What makes this power so significant is that it's not just about the words we speak to others, but also the words we speak to ourselves. Our inner dialogue, the way we talk to ourselves, has just as much, if not more power than what we speak outwardly. When we speak words of self-doubt, fear, and limitation, we are affirming those beliefs about ourselves. We are reinforcing the idea that we are not capable, not worthy, or not enough. Those words, once repeated enough, become ingrained in our hearts and minds, shaping our identity and our behavior. The same principle applies to the words we speak over our circumstances. If we speak words of defeat, of hopelessness, of it's too late, or I can't, we are sealing our own fate. The tongue has the power to either speak life into our dreams or to kill them before they have a chance to grow. The power of life and death in the tongue reminds us that we are responsible for the words we choose. Our speech shapes our world. It shapes our relationships, our opportunities, and our sense of self. Every word has consequences. A positive, negative. Every positive or negative. When we speak death, we are contributing to destruction, division, and discouragement. It's important to recognize that speaking life doesn't mean avoiding truths or ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to speak words that are constructive, healing, and uplifting, even in the midst of challenge. It means being mindful of the power your words carry, understanding that your speech is a reflection of your heart and your intentions. When you choose to speak life, you are intentionally setting the stage for growth and transformation, both in your own life and in the lives of those around you. The principle of life and death in the tongue is a call to responsibility. We are responsible for the words we speak, and we must take ownership of how those words affect the world around us. The tongue is not merely an instrument for communication. It is a powerful force that shapes the course of our lives and the lives of others. Understanding this power should compel us to choose our words wisely, to speak with purpose, and to remember that every word we speak carries with it the potential to create life or death. Positive confession is not just about speaking words into existence in some magical or superficial way. It's about aligning your speech with your values, your vision, and your beliefs, and speaking words that reinforce the life you want to live. The power of confession is deeply tied to the principle that what we consistently speak and declare shapes our reality. When we speak positively, we are declaring our faith in the good that is to come, affirming our ability to overcome challenges, and reinforcing the belief that our future can be different from our past. Positive confession is an act of faith, a conscious decision to choose words that create hope, peace, and opportunity, even in the face of adversity. Words are like containers. They carry energy and substance. When we choose to confess positivity, we fill those containers with hope, belief, and possibility. Positive confession isn't about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about speaking to the reality we desire, not to the one we fear. It's about choosing to speak in alignment with the outcomes we want, whether it's success, health, peace, or abundance. Our words are a reflection of what we believe is possible. And when we confess positive things, we begin to shape our belief system around possibility rather than limitation. For instance, instead of confessing defeat in the face of hardship, a positive confession would be to speak words of perseverance and growth. When faced with a challenge, instead of saying, "This is impossible," we can choose to say, "This is difficult, but I am capable of overcoming it. I will learn, grow, and find a way forward." These affirmations create a mindset that is solution-oriented, focused on resilience and determination, rather than on surrender. By continually affirming positive outcomes, we create an environment of hope and confidence within ourselves, which then affects the decisions we make and the actions we take. Positive confession also has a powerful impact on our interactions with others. When we speak words of encouragement, support, and affirmation to those around us, we not only uplift them, but also reinforce an atmosphere of mutual respect and encouragement. Speaking positively to others helps to foster a spirit of cooperation, understanding, and community. It's easy to get caught up in the negativity around us, to mirror the doubts and complaints we hear from others. However, positive confession allows us to shift that dynamic, offering words that inspire rather than diminish, words that empower rather than deflate. The more we confess positive truths about ourselves, the more we begin to internalize those truths. If we repeatedly speak words like, I am capable, I am worthy, I am deserving of success, we begin to internalize these beliefs. Over time, the things we speak consistently shape our self-perception, transforming how we approach life's challenges and how we value ourselves. Positive confession shifts our identity from one that is limited by self-doubt or insecurity to one that is aligned with confidence and self-belief. A key component of positive confession is the power of gratitude. When we express gratitude through our words, we affirm the good that is already present in our lives and invite more of it. Gratitude is a magnetic force that attracts positivity. When you say, I am thankful for the health I have, or I am grateful for the opportunities before me, you are creating an environment in your heart and mind that is open to more blessings. It's a mindset that attracts abundance rather than scarcity. It's a way of speaking that focuses on the good in every moment rather than dwelling on what is lacking. The power of positive confession also involves patience. It requires the understanding that the words you speak today might not instantly transform your circumstances, but they are working in the background. Just as a seed takes time to grow, so does the power of your words. Positive confession is a long-term investment. This doesn't mean you ignore the challenges or pretend everything is perfect. Rather, it means choosing to focus on the opportunities for growth, learning, and success that lie within every. Positive confession transforms not just what happens externally, but how we experience the world internally. It gives us the resilience to keep going even when things don't look the way we want them to. It teaches us to focus on the solutions, the possibilities, and the positives, no matter what is happening around us. The more we confess what we want, the more we align our hearts, minds, and actions with those desires. Our words become a powerful tool for shaping our future, creating not just a positive environment, but a positive mindset and a positive life. It's important to understand that positive confession is not a quick fix or a guarantee of instant change, but a steady practice that builds over time. The more you commit to speaking positively about yourself, your circumstances, and your relationships, the more you will see those words come to fruition. The language you use sets the tone for everything that follows. Speak with intention, with belief, and with gratitude, and watch how your life begins to shift in ways that reflect your words. Positive confession is a way of co-creating your future by choosing to speak life, faith, and possibility at every turn. What we consume is not limited to the food we eat. It extends far beyond that. It encompasses the information we take in, the media we absorb, the conversations we engage in, and even the environment we expose ourselves to. Just as our physical bodies are affected by the food we eat, our minds and spirits are. If we constantly feed ourselves with negativity, fear, and doubt, we will find that our thoughts, attitudes, and ultimately our actions reflect those same qualities. On the other hand, if we fill our minds and hearts with positive, uplifting, and empowering content, we are more likely to cultivate a mindset that is aligned with growth, peace, and possibility. In today's world, we are bombarded by an overwhelming amount of information. News, social media, entertainment, advertisements, all of these have the power to influence how we think, feel, and act. What we consume through these channels can either strengthen or weaken us. If we constantly consume content that focuses on negativity, conflict, and despair, it is easy to become overwhelmed, anxious, and discouraged. The negativity that pervades the media can seep into our consciousness, creating a lens through which we view the world, often leading us to feel helpless or powerless. On the other hand, when we intentionally seek out content that inspires, educates, and empowers, we begin to shift our mindset. The information we consume can serve as nourishment for our minds, encouraging us to think critically, act with purpose, and stay focused on what truly matters. If we fill our minds with ideas of hope, progress, and compassion, we begin to see the world through a lens of opportunity and possibility. This doesn't mean we ignore the problems or challenges around us, but rather we choose to focus on solutions, growth, and the positive actions we can take. Beyond the media we consume, the conversations we engage in also have a profound impact on us. If we spend our time surrounded by negativity, gossip, and complaining, we may find ourselves falling into the same patterns. Conversations that are rooted in judgment or criticism can easily drag us into a cycle of negativity. But if we surround ourselves with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge us to be better, we are more likely to rise to the occasion. The words we speak and hear become a reflection of our inner world, shaping our thoughts and behaviors in ways we may not even realize. What we consume emotionally and spiritually is just as important. The relationships we maintain, the books we read, the music we listen to, and the experiences we choose to engage in all contribute to the state of our emotional and spiritual health. If we constantly expose ourselves to toxic relationships, environments, or practices, we risk compromising our sense of peace and stability. But when we choose to surround ourselves with people and experiences that nourish our souls, we are able to cultivate a deeper sense of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Whether it's practicing gratitude, meditation, or connecting with others who share our values, what we consume spiritually shapes our ability to find meaning and peace in life. Choosing what we consume is a powerful act of self-care and self-discipline. It requires us to be intentional and mindful of what we expose ourselves to, recognizing that not everything is beneficial for our growth. We must take responsibility for the information, influences, and relationships that enter our lives, actively seeking out those that align with our values, goals, and desires. It means saying no to things that drain our energy, waste our time, or take us off course, and saying yes to those things that bring us closer to the person we want to become. One of the most profound ways to watch what you consume is to become more selective with the content that you allow into your mind and heart. When you decide to consume material that is uplifting, enriching, and educational, you actively take control of the direction of your life. If you make it a habit to read books that inspire you, listen to podcasts that motivate you, and watch content that challenges you to grow, you are filling your life with a kind of nourishment that leads to transformation. It's also about taking inventory of your environment. Where do you spend your time? Who do you spend your time with? If you are constantly surrounded by people who drain your energy or fill your mind with negativity, you may find yourself struggling to stay motivated and positive. In contrast, if you surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, support your dreams, and speak life into your goals, you will find it much easier to stay focused and optimistic. The idea of watching what you consume is a call to conscious living. It is a reminder that we are constantly being shaped by what we expose ourselves to, whether it is information, people, or experiences. By being mindful of what we allow into our lives, we can ensure that we are building a foundation for growth, positivity, and success. What we consume becomes part of who we are, so it's crucial to feed our minds, hearts, and souls with what will help us become the best version of ourselves. Listening is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked skills we possess. It is an essential component of effective communication and is foundational to understanding, building trust, and nurturing relationships. In a world where people are constantly speaking, sharing their opinions, and expressing their thoughts, the act of truly listening has become a rare and valuable skill. Listening is not just about hearing words. It's about deeply understanding what is being said, reading between the lines, and being fully present in the moment. The ability to listen with intention and empathy can change the course of conversations, foster deeper connections, and unlock new opportunities for growth and collaboration. Listening goes beyond just processing information. It's about being attuned to both the spoken and unspoken elements of communication. Often what people say is not the entire message. They may be conveying feelings, desires, or fears that are not explicitly stated. A good listener picks up on these nuances and understands the full scope of what is being communicated. This kind of listening requires focus and mindfulness, as it involves tuning out distractions and giving someone your undivided attention. When we truly listen, we show the other person that we value their perspective, which in turn builds a foundation of respect and trust. One of the most important aspects of listening is the ability to listen without judgment. It's easy to hear words and quickly form opinions or assumptions about what the other person is saying, but truly effective listening requires setting aside our biases and preconceived notions. By actively choosing not to judge, we create a space for the speaker to express themselves freely without fear of being criticized or misunderstood. This kind of non-judgmental listening promotes openness and fosters a deeper level of honesty and vulnerability. It allows the speaker to feel heard and understood, which can be incredibly empowering and healing. Listening is also a critical tool for problem solving and conflict resolution. When we listen to others, especially in moments of disagreement or tension, we open the door to understanding their point of view. Often, conflicts arise not because people have fundamentally different opinions, but because they don't feel heard. When we listen, we validate the other person's feelings and show that we are willing to understand their perspective. This doesn't mean we have to agree with everything they say, but it demonstrates that we are open to dialogue and are committed to finding a solution together. Listening allows us to identify the root causes of issues and explore creative ways to resolve them. Beyond relationships and conflict resolution, listening is a crucial skill for personal growth. By listening carefully to others, we open ourselves to new ideas, perspectives, and insights. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new, whether it's about the world around us, other people's experiences, or even ourselves. Sometimes the most valuable lessons come not from speaking, but from listening. By remaining open and receptive to what others are saying, we expand our own understanding and develop greater empathy. Listening with an open heart allows us to build stronger connections and enrich our own lives. Listening also plays a significant role in leadership and influence. Great leaders are not just good speakers, they are also great listeners. They understand that listening is key to building trust, motivating others, and fostering an environment of collaboration. A leader who listens to their team members shows that they value their input, which in turn boosts morale and productivity. When people feel heard, they're more likely to contribute ideas, offer solutions, and work together toward common goals. Listening in leadership is about understanding the needs, concerns, and aspirations of those you lead and responding in a way that shows respect and commitment to their well-being. Listening helps us grow emotionally and spiritually. When we take the time to listen deeply, we cultivate patience, humility, and empathy. These qualities allow us to connect with others on a deeper level and to navigate the complexities of human relationships with greater ease. Listening teaches us to be present, to slow down, and to take in the world around us with awareness. Listening in a world that constantly demands our attention, choosing to listen is an act of mindfulness that allows us to connect more meaningfully with others and with ourselves. Listening is also critical in the context of personal relationships, in family, friendships, and romantic relationships. Listening is a cornerstone of connection. Often, people don't just want solutions, they want to be understood. By listening attentively, we affirm the other person's experience and emotions, which can strengthen the bond between us. Whether it's comforting someone going through a tough time or simply sharing in their joy, being a good listener deepens our emotional connection and builds trust. It shows that we are willing to invest in the relationship, that we care enough to truly understand the other person's feelings and needs. One of the challenges of listening today is the constant distraction that surrounds us. In a world filled with noise, social media, and constant digital notifications, it can be difficult to remain fully present in conversations. We may listen with our ears, but we're often distracted by our thoughts or devices, missing the true essence of what's being communicated. To be effective listeners, we must learn to silence the noise, both external and internal, and focus our attention on the person speaking. This requires discipline, intentionality, and a commitment to the relationship and conversation at hand. The act of listening is one of the most powerful ways to demonstrate respect, empathy, and understanding. When we truly listen, we acknowledge the worth and value of another person's perspective. We allow them the space to be heard and validated, which fosters trust, compassion, and collaboration. Listening is an act of love. It is a gift we give to others, one that promotes deeper connections, greater understanding, and personal growth. In every conversation, every interaction, we have the opportunity to listen in a way that transforms relationships and opens up new possibilities for connection and mutual respect. What comes out of your mouth is a direct reflection of what is inside your heart. Every word spoken, every opinion shared, every comment made carries with it the essence of what you truly believe, feel, and think on a deeper level. Our words don't just appear out of nowhere. They are born from the core of who we are, shaped by our experiences, emotions, and our internal beliefs. The words we speak are like mirrors, showing the world the state of our hearts. Whether we speak words of kindness, compassion, anger, or bitterness, they all reveal something about the condition of our inner world. It's easy to think of speech as just a form of communication, but it's much more than that. It is a window into our character. When we speak, we expose our hearts to others. If we are harboring hurt, resentment, or fear, those emotions will inevitably leak out in our words. If our hearts are filled with love, hope, and peace, that too will be reflected in what we say. In a way, our words are a form of self-expression, but they also serve as a reflection of what we've allowed to take root inside us. When you listen to someone speak, you get a sense of their heart, what they care about, what they value, and even what they fear. Someone who is constantly speaking negatively or complaining may be dealing with inner turmoil or insecurity. On the other hand, a person who speaks with gratitude and optimism may have cultivated a heart that is at peace, one that has learned to see the beauty even in the midst of challenges. Our words carry the power to either build up or tear down, to spread peace or to sow discord. And these choices come from within. What we say speaks volumes about how we view the world. The reflection of the heart through words is not only about the content of our speech, but also the tone and attitude with which we speak. Two people can say the same thing, but the way they say it reveals their heart. A word spoken in anger or frustration will carry a very different energy than the same word spoken with patience or kindness. Tone, body language, and intention all play a part in how our words are received. And these elements reveal the deeper state of our hearts. If we are constantly speaking in a harsh or critical manner, it may be an indication that our hearts are filled with unresolved anger or hurt. Conversely, a heart that is full of empathy and understanding will naturally speak with gentleness and care. The reflection of our hearts in our words also speak to the role of self-awareness. If we are unaware of the emotions we are carrying or the internal struggles we are facing, we may find ourselves speaking words that are hurtful or damaging without realizing the deeper implications. Self-awareness is crucial because it allows us to recognize when our words are being shaped by negative emotions or past hurts. Once we recognize this, we can take steps to address what's inside before it spills out in ways that hurt others or ourselves. It's not about perfection. It's about recognizing that the state of our heart is constantly in flux, and we must actively cultivate positive emotions and intentions if we want our words to reflect that. What's in our hearts doesn't just show up in the way we speak to others. It also impacts how we speak to ourselves. The inner dialogue we have shapes our identity and our outlook on life. If we are constantly speaking to ourselves with self-criticism, doubt, or negativity, it's a clear sign that our hearts are not aligned with self-love or acceptance. On the other hand, when we speak to ourselves with encouragement, affirmation, and compassion, it shows that we have developed a healthy relationship with our own worth. The heart that is at peace with itself will speak to itself with kindness and grace rather than with harshness or condemnation. Our words also reveal the depth of our capacity for forgiveness. How we speak about others, especially those who have hurt us, reflects whether we have truly forgiven them or are still holding on to bitterness. If our language is filled with resentment, blame, or judgment, it may indicate that we are still carrying the weight of unresolved pain. But when we speak about others with understanding and compassion, even in the face of hurt, it shows that our hearts are open and willing to release the bitterness that can poison us. Forgiveness is not just an act of letting go for the sake of others. It's an act of freeing our own hearts from the burden of negativity. The condition of our hearts is also reflected in how we speak about the world around us. People who are filled with hope and positivity often speak with enthusiasm about the future, even when the present is difficult. They can see possibilities and potential where others might only see obstacles. Those who are stuck in fear, negativity, or a sense of limitation will often speak in terms of what can't be done, what's impossible, or what's going wrong. Our words about the world reflect the lens through which we view it. If our hearts are filled with a sense of purpose, hope, and gratitude, we will naturally speak words that reflect these qualities, inspiring others to see the world in the same way. The reflection of our hearts and our words is a powerful reminder that we are responsible for what comes out of our mouths. We cannot control everything that happens to us or around us, but we can control how we respond and what we choose to say. Our words are a direct reflection of what we've allowed to take root within us. If we want our words to be more compassionate, uplifting, and positive, we must first look inward and cultivate a heart that is filled with these qualities. By paying attention to the words we speak, we can get a clear understanding of our own hearts. And with this awareness, we can work to nurture and transform our inner world so that it reflects the best of who we are. The words we speak are a powerful mirror of the heart. They reveal our deepest beliefs, emotions, and the state of our inner world. Every conversation, every interaction is an opportunity to reflect what is within us, whether that's love, kindness, anger, bitterness, or compassion. We must recognize that our words are not just fleeting sounds. They are powerful forces that can shape the world around us and impact the lives of those we encounter. Therefore, if we desire to see change in our relationships, in our communities, or in ourselves, it begins with a simple yet profound truth. We must guard our hearts and be intentional with the words we speak. To transform the way we speak is to transform the way we think, feel, and experience life. If we fill our hearts with peace, forgiveness, and love, our words will reflect that. And we will become instruments of healing, encouragement, and hope. So, let us choose to reflect the very best of ourselves with every word we utter. Let us be mindful of the power that resides in our speech and take responsibility for what we allow to flow from our hearts. Remember, what is in the heart will always find its way out. So fill your heart with goodness and your words will follow, changing not only your life but also the lives of others in ways you cannot yet imagine.